I woke up every morning, looked at the ground and believed that I could win. I picked up a cricket bat and believed I could score. And I believed I would succeed, and I actually believed. Even now I believe that if I train for 3 weeks and you make me play, I'll score. I wasn't so good when I was a young player. And I remember the India A trip when England came here and I kept nicking Dominic Cork outside the off stump. I hadn't played for India then. But then, with time, with confidence, it just came into my game. And I think the reason why it happened was a lot of them bowled on the off stump. That's the line, and you had to get better. It was similar to what happened to my pad on my leg side play with time. When I started, I wasn't that good, but the more the bowlers bowled onto my leg side, I started playing more. So it's about practice, and with time, I think I got better. But I was never this good when I started. I never hit such long sixes when I started. I think confidence makes you better. When I came back in 96, I could see it. The respect for Indian cricket was not there. I said, yeah, these boys will, as I said, Tendulkar will get 100, Ganguly will make, Dravid may give, but these boys will never win. My approach to captaincy was what different is from the others. What am I different from the others? Prepare turning pitches, give the ball to spinners, you win. But how will I be remembered? Wins in Australia, playing well in England, playing well in Pakistan. And that's the way I looked at it. I'm a little different. In life, I've seen with my life, I tread the untreaded path. I see a lot of my colleagues say, yaar, chhodna, acha chal raha hai, jane de. I said, nahi, acha chal raha hai aur acha karenge. So I'm that sort of a person. So I get criticized for that. Sometimes when I don't manage it. And sometimes when I manage it, amazing. So I've seen reactions to my career of like chalk and cheese. कि एक के लिए तो बहुत ही अच्छा, एक के लिए तो बहुत ही खराब. So sometimes I feel यार एक आदमी इतना difference कैसे हो सकता है? I think it's because I went into unwanted territories. Coach has to take a step behind. It's a captain's game, cricket. Whoever is the captain. Because what happens on the cricket field is a lot different from what's in the dressing room. And I think coach has to support the captain. It cannot be the other way around. Good teams always. Australia at its best, Steve Waugh, Mark Taylor. South Africa at its best, Graham Smith. England at its best, Strauss, Cook. India at its best, Ganguly, MS. And when I became captain, the players were approachable. To me, and I think that's the best way to learn. There's no harm in it. Haynes and Greenwich was nightmares to bowlers. And I had the opportunity of seeing him in Sussex in 1996 when I went on the trip. And I learned a lot actually. Boycott, so much knowledge about batting Gavaskar. So it's terrific. And it's a situation for every young kid. And every young player who comes, and even when we became captains, used to see the likes of Yuvraj and Sehwag just look at you. So it's their moment. And I think it happens with every individual at various stages of their life. I met them and said that you are leaders as well. The first thing I went up to Sachin after I became captain and he gave up, I said, doesn't matter, you're not the captain, you're still the leader in my group and we have to work together. Same thing with Rahul, Anil. We had core group who ran the team and we made sure we worked like that. Pressure comes in, expectations grow up, you have to find new ways. Your honeymoon period finishes. It's with everyone. So MS in his last few years just gets tougher with time. Everyone in the world.
So is there a shelf life to captaincy?
100%. It's like an investment banker. The higher the pressure, the more you get burnt out.
But what does captaincy take out of you?
Time, energy, freshness. I was just pushed into it, like I did to Sehwag. And that's why in this book I've mentioned that the best things in life happen unwanted. So be open and be approachable. Don't close your mind on things. And it came out from my own experience as an opener The way Hayden and Langer went about as an opener, and then that forced me to push Sehwag as an opener. I said, "You do it. We'll see what happens." And Sehwag wouldn't have been half the player if he wouldn't have been the opener. So I'm convinced that the best things in life happen unwanted, from nowhere. If I would not have been fit, I would not have played 400, more than 430, 440 games for India. Just for India. And then there are first class matches, and there are county matches, day in, day out. I bowled. A lot of people had an opinion about me by seeing me what I did on the cricket field. But off the field, I was a completely different person. So sometimes certain things are perception based. With time, I learned a lot more about fitness, and with time, I put a lot more time to fitness also, because the culture changed. When I came in '96, and then when I in 2010, the culture was completely different. You had to be honest enough to understand and respect a captain's decision, and I did. But at the same time, I was determined enough to come back. This was my life. I loved it. I did not do this for money, because if I wouldn't have done it, I would have still been fine. I did it because I got so much happiness doing it. I'm a little emotional person, and which I see in Virat as well. And that's the way I was. I got very attached with a lot of things. Retirement is never easy, because from that point of view, that the thing which you loved the most, the thing which you wanted to do for the best part of it, you did for the best part of your life, you had to give up. But that's life. Everybody has to finish. Maradona finished, Borg finished, Bradman finished, Tendulkar finished. Everybody has to finish. So that's the rule of professional sport. It's like when you have a loss in your family, at the back of your mind that with age it has to come to an end. But it takes a little bit of time to get used to it, because you loved that person so much. The sport was for us the same. We loved it so much that obviously it took a little bit of time to realize that you wouldn't do it again. But then you get used to it, because with time you realize, because that's the nature. Like life and death, you are born, you grow, you lead a life, you die. Everything has an end.